From Plymouth State University, PM weather with student meteorologist Eric Jean.
Good Tuesday evening, Plymouth. I'm PSU student meteorologist Eric Jean. We've seen March enter like a lamb so far, but will that change and will we get into much of a lion pattern? We'll answer that in just a few seconds, but first your weather almanac for today, March 9th, 2010. We had a high today of 43 degrees. That's right around where we should be, a normal high of 39 degrees. This morning's low was 32. That's a lot warmer than our normal low of 15 degrees, and we've had no precipitation yet today. Your conditions at 5 p.m. right here in Plymouth, we have a temperature of 41 degrees, a dew point of 11 degrees, so it's very dry out there, so make sure you have that lip balm on you. A relative humidity of 28%, a wind out of the west at 10 miles an hour, gusting to 16 at times. That'll slowly start to lower over the next few hours, and into the evening hours will become light in terms of the winds, and a sea level pressure of 29.86 inches and steady right now. Your sun and moon data for tonight, we'll have a sunset at 5:46 p.m., a moon that's 35% illuminated and waning, and a sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:10 a.m. Your regional conditions, so much of the Northeast is in the sun right now. We have lower 40s throughout much of Maine. We start to get in the mid 40s through southern Maine, some mid to upper 40s through much of New Hampshire, and we do have a few scattered clouds, especially along the coastline and even in the Berkshires right now. But for the most part, we're in the 50s as we head to New York and southern New England. And that trend continues all the way down to the mid-Atlantic states, where we're in the 60s right now, and 70s down there in Florida. Cool spot being in the upper plains and Midwest. We're in the 30s, 40s throughout much of the southern plains, and 40s and 50s throughout much of the Pacific Northwest and California. Your surface analysis shows that cold front that has passed through the region with some breezy conditions throughout much of the afternoon, but just off to our west we do have some warm and sunny skies with a ridge of high pressure that continues to just sit around much of the eastern third of the U.S. But behind me we see our next weather maker, which should be affecting us at some point over the weekend with some rainy conditions, a good rain chance, especially in the Saturday, but it's going to sit out there for the next couple days with this ridge of high pressure just continuing to sit over the mid-Atlantic coastline. Again, on the radar you can see that system just spinning around with a bunch of moisture, and off to the further to the west we see the clouds starting to enter into the Pacific Northwest, and that'll actually be what starts to push this system further to the east over time. For tonight's low temperatures, we'll see much of New England and the Northeast in the teens and 20s, 30s as we head down into the mid-Atlantic states, 40s into the southeast, even 50s down there in central and southern Florida for tonight. Cold spot again being in the upper Midwest and plain states and the higher elevation of the Rockies, where we'll be in the teens, 20s at the lower elevations, 30s and 40s as we make our way to the Pacific West Coast. For tomorrow, we'll have high temperatures in the 40s and 50s throughout much of New England, 50s especially as we get into central and southern New England. That warms up to 60s throughout much of the mid-Atlantic. Much of Florida will be in the 70s, even some 80s down there in southern Florida for tomorrow. We see that cool spot being in the northern plain states, where we'll be in the 30s with 40s and 50s, even some 60s throughout much of the Pacific West Coast. For tomorrow night, we'll have low temperatures in the teens and 20s throughout much of northern New England. We'll warm up and moderate into the 30s for much of southern New England, 40s to the mid-Atlantic states, 60s throughout much of the southeast. Again, cooler in the northern plains and Midwest. We'll be in the teens and 20s, teens especially in the higher elevations of the Rockies, 30s and 40s on the Pacific West Coast. So your precipitation chances for tonight, we see that low pressure system that will still be sitting over Missouri, spinning up some thunderstorms throughout much of the southeast, rain showers throughout much of the Great Lakes region. And for tomorrow, we'll see that precipitation chance start to slide a little bit further to the south, to the east into the southeast. But again, we'll see those rain showers throughout much of the Great Lakes, and this storm system still is not moving much and has actually started to combine with a new one forming over the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma area. And through tomorrow night, the system combines into one, and it'll be when this happens that we'll start to see that progression towards the east, where we'll have storms to the southeast, rain showers up in the Great Lakes, and even some snow showers behind the whole system out in the west. Your PSU forecast for tonight shows mostly clear conditions. The winds will diminish with a low of 27, and winds again light and variable. For tomorrow, we'll have mostly sunny skies, lighter winds with a high of 48 degrees, a wind out of the west at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And for tomorrow night, we'll see mostly clear skies, a low of 28 degrees, winds will be light and variable. Your PSU extended forecast showing Thursday, partly cloudy skies. Those clouds will increase through the afternoon hours. especially the high level clouds as that storm system starts to approach. We'll have a high of 47 and a low of 30. On Friday, you'll wake up to a low of 32 and a high of 48 with showers, especially in the afternoon hours. And Saturday will feature a lot of showers around, even heavier rain showers, even to a steady rain as we head into the late afternoon hours. But remember to spring forward Saturday night as we start daylight savings time, where we'll have a high of 46 and a low of 35. Remember, you can join me or any of my colleagues right here on Channel 20 at 7, 10, and 11. Have a great evening, everyone.